old sheets, just put them up, pressure clamps, all that sort of thing. Yeah, it's like a unique style of building. It's like being in construction. Like I said, when I was building my kitchen, my friend came by and he's like, you know how you building slabs? You take your level and your plumb line and your tape measure, and you throw them as far as you can throw them, because none of them will fly out here. So yeah, I did building with pallets. I built a little 8x8 kitchen, since pallets are 4 feet wide. You know, and it was perfect. It worked out very, very well. It was a good windbreak. It was, fed a lot of people out of that kitchen. I was able to close it up when the wind was harsh and cold, and I was able to open it up. I had doors on piano hinges, like 4x8 sheets of plywood on piano hinges, so that would lift up so that the wind can come through when it was hot, and I could put that down and lock it when the wind was hard in the winter. So it was like a safe little quiet space to be in, where you can like actually cook on propane. Your flame wasn't going sideways from the wind.
Oh fuck yeah! I've been in the desert. Yeah, where it's just,
and it's ice cold. That wind is harsh and ice cold. And in the springtime, when those winds kick up to 80 miles an hour, they would kick up the dirt from all this shit from the Salton Sea. Like you could smell the dead fish smell from the Salton Sea. It would kick up this fine particle dust that would be up in your nose, in your eyeballs, in every article of your clothing, let alone everything you own. It would permeate everything. So you learn to get past the fact that if you have a semi-outdoor kitchen facility, you look and everything's covered in dust, which is not very attractive when you're hungry.
Yeah.
To look at your bag of rice covered in dust, your box of this or that or whatever. It's like you had to get past it or learn how to, like I personally had different ways. I used ice chests. I had a shit ton of ice chests. I'd put all my dishes and my food in that, lock those up, and then I didn't have to worry about the dust. But most people weren't that ingenious.
What was there was some community of like areas, right? Like skate park or something stuff, and you were saying there was some bunkers and shit?
Yeah, there's bunkers out there. The bunkers were way out in the middle of nowhere, so the people that were in the bunkers were kind of way out in the middle of nowhere kind of people.
Oh, they occupied the bunkers?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, every inch of that place is occupied to some degree or another. Skate park, the skate park was originally, from what I understand, was an underground water facility. So it was like an Olympic-sized swimming pool.
Yeah.
And then now that the facility is gone, the park is still there, all out of cement. So skaters come in and they keep that thing pristine,
swept
swept
sweep up everything.
Oh yeah, they keep it pristine, swept up, and it's got some gorgeous artwork on it.
Oh no shit.
And then they parked that one side of it, the sand had come down on one side of it, so they parked a van and a car. It's huge. They parked a van and a car in there, so like everybody will just come and just load up the van and the car with whatever, old car seats, whatever they could find, and light them on fire and skate at night in the firelight and play music and drum and get naked and get high as fuck and drunk and whatever else and hoop. And yeah, it's just like an all-night fucking party, and like they'll throw like propane tanks into that shit. Next thing you know, the fire department's out. The propane tank will...
Really? The fire department will show up?
People will call the fire department and the police. Like I said,
oh my god.
Yeah, it's hilarious because...
Alright, so it's free, but it's not that
well,
free. Where
they're
like,
trying
oh my god.
They're trying to close in on it. They're trying to get rid of it. They've been for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not as free as it was, but it's... same thing with, like, it's not legal for you to swim in the canal.
Yeah.
It says... not legal for you to swim in the canal, which, fuck you, we swim in the canal.
Yeah.
But this summer when I was there, it was July, and we had hit 125, I think. And there was a water department guy just sitting out there, just going, I'm going to write you a ticket. If you go swim in the canal, I am going to write a ticket.
Yeah.
Which everybody's like, fuck you, you got a lot of tickets to write then.
Well, that's cool. So everybody just went in.
One of my favorite camps I ever saw in my entire life was a sign saying illegal to trespass, no swimming in the canal, and this dude and this chick just set up their camp. They tied their tarp to the sign, used it as part of this no trespassing sign, and they were just naked, sleeping in there right by the canal, just going in and out of the canal. And that was one of my favorite camps I ever saw in my life. Yeah, there's like 100 of us. We're just like, are you gonna take us all to jail? It's hot. We live here. It's hot.
We're going swimming.
That's right.
But you said there was a whole area with carpet and shit designed, or you could just walk right in like a little ramp or something?
The hot springs, yeah.
Oh, the hot springs.
Yeah, the hot springs.
Oh, the hot springs is different. Okay, the canal.
Yeah, the canal is from the Colorado River. It's cement, and it's running at a good clip. And some people have drowned in it and stuff like that. And it's steep on the sides of it, but there's like metal stairways. Yeah. You know, like ladders going down, and people have tied ropes on them. So you go down. We already know, where the ladder is. We go down the ladder, and then there are ropes. You can hang onto the rope. There's a bunch of us. Otherwise, we just hang on to the ladder or each other. Yeah. And just get wet. You can go what I would do is just walk way the fuck up there and dive into the canal and just like roll down and then just swim out towards the ladder where my car was parked. But yeah, the hot springs is a whole different thing.
So you have the canal
for the summer and the hot springs in the winter.
And the skate park, to finish off with that, do they have like ramps and stuff and all kinds of, I'd imagine, some shit built, or just...
No. Just the desert destroys everything.
Yeah.
The desert eats everything alive. Oh, yeah. So all there is the skate park.
It's just cement.
Yeah, and I mean, it has the way it's built, it has natural curves and stuff. It's it's just fun to watch everybody. It's not like a skate park, not like something you'd see in a typical city, but...
So you had the skate park, you had the canal, and then you had the hot springs. What was the hot springs like?
Hot? Yeah, it's about 104 average.
What would it look like? Like, what was it comprised of?
Well, it was originally an accident by the military drilling for water, and they hit a hot spring. So it came up, and then it just deteriorated a huge swimming hole. I'm gonna say about 50 feet long by 20 feet wide.
Oh wow, that's significant.
It's huge. Yeah, it's huge. So on the shallow,
just in the middle of nowhere, just like way off from the canal?
It's actually right on your way after Salvation Mountain, on your way into Slab City. You completely miss the hot springs. It just looks like there's a bunch of bushes. So you have to know what you're looking for. Yeah. But yeah, it's off to the side, surrounded with bushes, and yeah, it's like one end, the shallow end. People way back when just took railroad ties and built a little bridge over, so you've got like benches and like ladders going down into, and then put carpet down inside in the shallow end. Other than that, when you get past that carpet, it's just like sludgy. Yeah, it's awesome though to go right over, just to float right over where the water is bubbling up. Yeah. I would get there at like 9 o'clock at night on a Friday, and there's nobody there. I'm all by myself and just float on my back naked and looking at the stars. Yeah. Fucking phenomenal. It's natural hot springs. So yeah, it's pretty amazing.
But that must be, how hot was it?
About 104.
104?
That's the average temperature.
Damn, so that's fucking wintertime. If you're cold or something, you just go swim in that.
Oh, for winter, it's amazing. Yeah. At sunrise and after sunset were my favorite.
Damn. So we have the hot springs, we got the canal, we got the skate park. Like, was there anything else there that was just like an attraction, basically, or just?
Oh, like the range Saturday night, and other, not just Saturday night, but bands would come through. It's become actually a pretty cool place for bands to go through. It was like Into the Wild was a lot of people's first experience of understanding that slabs even existed, including me. So a lot of bands go through there, like New Year's and Halloween and everything. We get some pretty amazing bands that come through, and then just huge parties afterwards of people. But yeah, the range is a big thing on Saturdays, every Saturday. The dude that runs it, Builder Bill, he's called. He's been there for like 25 years, like every Saturday, no matter rain or shine, heat of summer, whatever, every Saturday there's live music.
So what is it? So what is it comprised of? What's the experience of the range? What does it look like?
On a stage.
As a stage?
Yeah, if you look at Into the Wild, we'll show you, or you can go on YouTube. There's a whole ton of videos. It's a stage, and then it used to be just a bunch of couches.
Yeah.
But in time, those all fell apart and this and that. So now it's like wood benches.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like there's a dance floor right in front of the stage. It's a big stage, and it's all run on solar.
There's a dance floor, like built out of wood and like.
No cement. It's a slab. It's one of the slabs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's got like an old bus he parked there. That's what houses all his solar and everything to run the musical equipment and lights.
Oh, really? It's all run off solar?
Yeah, as far as I know, yes. Yeah, it is. All
that's
solar,
fucking cool.
There's no other thing than solar. Probably some generators too. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like the lights over the stage are like 5-gallon buckets with a light inside of the 5-gallon bucket. Still the same. If you watch the movie Into the Wild, you'll see when he was out there, he was performing on that stage.
Is that where when the bands come through, do they play there, or they just set up their own? Oh.
No, they come through there. Yeah, they go to the range.
They set up at the range.
Yeah, sometimes
so the range is the spot.
Yeah, it's the spot. Yeah, and then they have like hamburgers and drinks and stuff they serve there, and there's always a bonfire, and the great thing is you can bring your own alcohol and your own weed and whatever. Everybody just parties. It's completely open and free. I mean, like, you could fucking go to sleep in your car afterwards, sleep overnight, and anywhere. The freedom is the thing that I love the most. The library is fucking amazing too, to be there, and like there's like the collection of books is amazing. It's stunning. The collection of books at the library it's a library. But it's an outdoor library. Like, it's not like anything you've ever seen before. It's dirt floors and just haphazard shelves and everything else, but it's a library. And a lot of people there, like, people are like, oh yeah, just homeless bums. These people have read a lot. There's some pretty well-educated people there.
That's the one I wanted to talk to you about is people think that a lot of homeless people and travelers, a bunch of fucking losers or druggies. They got
a lot of them are.
There's a lot of them, or not a lot. I don't know. I can't say from experience at all. Mm-hmm. The very few people that I've met, but there's some fucking pretty smart fucking people who are like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm gonna do something different. I want to live free.
What's normal? I think almost everybody I've ever met in my entire life is right on the edge of insanity.
Yeah.
What is normal? What is insanity? Just because you walk the line and you toe the line and you play well with others and color within the lines does not make you sane. In fact, it makes you insane, if you ask me. I much prefer the people who are living their own lives individually, uniquely. Lots of art. Again, it's changed now that, like, weed is legal here. It's changed a lot, because with weed not being legal, that was one of the big attractions to going to Slab City. Is it's free. You go there and smoke weed, you do whatever the fuck you want. Now it's free everywhere, and that's changed a lot of things too. It's like people would get there and just be like, can I spark up a joint? I'm like, fuck yeah, it's Slab City, do whatever the hell you want. They're like, whoa, really? Like, it was cool. You could just smoke weed. Of course, the cops would come and sit sometimes, and just to be an irritant. And just like waiting for people to spark up, and they're just like, it's illegal, man. I will take you in. So they would just sit and wait, and then people would just be like, can you just go away now so I can light a joint?
Yeah.
But yeah, drugs are a big part of it. It's a big drug culture, and alcohol. A lot of alcoholics, a lot of drug addicts, and a lot of cool people, a lot of interesting people.
How about the art? What was some of the coolest fucking art shit that you've seen? Because I've seen, out of the couple of videos I watched, which wasn't much, but I saw some pretty fucking cool shit. People doing stuff with cars, bicycles, and baby dolls, and like, what was some cool fucking shit you've seen?
You'll see a lot of East Jesus, which is not Slab City.
East Jesus?
East Jesus, yeah, which actually means bumfuck nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
East Jesus. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, are these Jesus freaks? No, it means bumfuck nowhere. But they bought 33 acres out there. The original person bought 33 acres, and they started a compound out there, and they're completely self-sufficient, solar and everything else. They're an artistic compound, and they're completely walled in and want nothing to do with Slab City. Like, they just don't like getting fucked with, basically. You can't blame them, right? But they're an artistic community, so everything there is recycled art. Like, if you go on YouTube, you see their stuff is It's amazing, the art materials, the art that they've come up with. There's also outside of Slab City, outside of East Jesus, is a lot of art. But over the years, things have changed from what I understand. Even from when I first went there, like 4 or 5 years ago, people have just come in and just ransacked. There was beautiful, like, fun sculptures just done from old bicycle wheels and different things and this and that. And then people have just ripped them apart and just decimated things. So I've seen a lot of art come and go, over time. Crazy, crazy fun art. But that's kind of the appeal of it to me too, is like things are constantly changing. Yeah. It's kind of like, when you build a sandcastle at the beach and you watch the ocean reclaim it, at the end of the time. So it's like, that's kind of part of the allure to me. But there's like, there's some, people have done some crazy things like lighters, for example, cigarette lighters. They burn out, right? And people toss them. Well, there's no trash pickup out there. And so there are people who just gather lighters and do art in the desert. Yeah. Like you'll just be walking along the road and all of a sudden you'll see this crazy thing. They'll take and do it in rainbow patterns and everything, or broken mirrors, or like all different things. Like everything is artistic, Things that people discard become art. So that happens too.
I'd imagine so. People living their lives not giving a fuck, free, like, what do I do with my day? Well, let me get a bunch of fucking lighters and turn this into an art fucking piece.
Yeah, people do that. They paint on rocks and, assemble rocks in different ways, or like broken pieces of mirror, or just like paintings, drawings, like a lot of, like I said, lots of art. What I love too is a lot of people are very artistic in the way they dress. Yeah. Lots of men wearing skirts, which I love. Yeah. Men just feeling free to just be themselves and not worry about it. It was amazing to me to meet like what I would hippies, right? Dreads, and they were Vietnam vets. These guys were so messed up from Vietnam. Yeah. And just living alone with their dogs in the desert, just wearing a skirt and with dreads, just like, leave me the fuck alone, man. I just want to eat my oats and my tofu. Okay. But artistic, you saw a lot of beautiful artwork.
I think you said there was even people with families, like kids and stuff there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there were quite a few kids there. They're right outside of 4 miles away from Slab City is the city of Nyland that had a public school. So, they had a school bus that would come and pick up the kids and take them to public school. And then there were...
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and then there were also people there that were homeschooling their kids. That were rainbow people. They were seasonal, though. The permanent residents, they sent their kids to the public school there.
I imagine there wasn't kids when it was 130-something degrees.
There were kids.
There's still kids
there?
I
said permanent residents, yeah. Oh, but summertime, they're off school. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they wet fucking sheets and wrapped them around their bodies like mummies.
Yeah, well, it was really great because, like, the cops were giving us shit because there was a group of about 20 of us and several people were naked and swimming in the canal. And the cops are there going, you shouldn't be swimming naked. There are children about. And I looked up the canal just a bit, and there's like 15 naked kids swimming. I'm like, yeah, I know. They're rainbow kids. Yeah. They're all naked jumping in the water. Like, it's Slab City. It's what we do. It's the same thing. They tried hassling people for being in the hot springs naked, which is completely enclosed in bushes. They're like, children might see you. I'm like, what about your kids watching television, watching everybody killing and raping and maiming and torturing and everything else? This is a natural state where they see people of all ages and all walks of life bathing. Yeah. They're not fucking. They're getting in hot water and bathing in a mud pool. Like, wow, you can't have that. That's abnormal.
That's the crazy one for me. I don't know. I think I've just been damaged through fucking media, social media, or and television or anything. I'm like, that whole naked thing, I'm like, oh, that's gonna take me a little while to get used to, like watching a bunch of naked women walking around, or dudes. Like, oh god,
it does take you a minute, but not very long. Even with your own nudity, that was a big one from being raised very extremely Christian and everything. Like, basically, if it looks good, tastes good, or feels good, it's a sin. You know, so like getting past that whole thing, it's just like, it's just a body. We all have one.
Yeah.
At one point, my body was 15 and it looked awesome, and it was 20 and looked great. You know, and I'm 60, like, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a body, and you put it in some hot water and you're bathing. Like, you don't think about it like that. Once you're in that mentality, you just don't think about it like that.
That environment.
Yeah. It's no big deal. You know?
What did that feel like?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
God.
Must have been
What
liberating.
a fucking relief to get past that shit. Being raised so mega Christian and so, like, I don't know. It's like, it's just amazing. Oh, I can't describe how good it feels. Just be past all the bullshit.
What would it feel like for me? That would be a weird thing. Like, okay, I'm gonna take my shorts off now. I'm gonna go in the canal or the hot springs. Like, what did it feel like? What did you just like? What was the moment when you were like, you know what? Fuck it. What did it?
Well, first of all, there was some alcohol involved.
That
helps.
Yeah.
That helps. No, I got to the point where I was just, everybody else was so free. I'm like, what is your problem? I'd be wearing a bathing suit and everybody'd be naked. And nobody's even looking at anybody weird. It was like a family in the water, and it's like, hey, you know, did you hear about this and that? And talking about the news. Some were talking about politics. Some were talking about tofu. Some weren't talking at all, just chilling in the water. Nobody gave a shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was like, I just got to the point where I'm like, you know what? I don't give a shit either.
Yeah.
And when my very first experience is getting naked and walking in, nobody even thought twice about it. It was like, I got more weirder looks when I went in with a bathing suit. It's like, what is wrong with you? This is the hot springs. Where are you? Whatever you need to do, be where you need to be. Nobody gave me shit about it either way. Let's just put it that way.
There wasn't like hot dudes where you were just like, oh, motherfucker.
Oh,
wasn't hot chicks where it's like, God damn, okay.
Oh, yeah. There are exhibitionists.
So there's people looking. That's my thing. Is like
there are.
It would be very difficult for me to sit there and go, okay.
Especially when we're talking about
suppress the hard on
drug and an alcohol culture. So of course there are lookers.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is there are exhibitionists, and there are people that should not be exhibitionists.
I know.
No, sweetheart. I'm sure you, in your day, you were great.
Well, we got these people walking around in regular society with those tight-ass yoga pants where I'm like, dude.
Yeah, I've seen some
ma'am.
stuff. I've seen some stuff. My psyche's been stamped for life, unfortunately. Branded.
Cover the dead baby bird.
Yeah, okay? I could do without that.
It's got a beak on it. It's
no,
not
and you
supposed
know
to have
what?
a beak.
I'm cool with everything. It's when they brandish the shit. Like, I should want to see this. Yeah. Both male and female.
You
where
are
I'm just
lucky.
I'm like, dude, really? Really? When's the last time you looked in a mirror? Like, I don't know what you're seeing, but I'm not seeing it.
Give it some Similac.
Luckily, my neck can do this and look the other way and just like, wow, look at that bush. Isn't that amazing? I think that's acacia. I'm not sure. No, but it's cool because there's like dogs that love the hot springs.
Yeah.
So you're like at the hot springs and you're just chilling, like, especially like it's so great. Like at night when it's dark, the full moon is the best. And there's some areas you could go in the spring itself. You can go where there are some bushes and just chill in the bushes. But the dogs will come in and just jump in and they're swimming around, you know. And it's just a beautiful communal thing. I've washed people.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, dude, you totally need a washing right now. Give me that Dr. Bronner, you fucking hippie motherfucker. Yeah. I'm washing those dreads. They suck. No, but I mean, like, you know, it's very communal. It's beautiful. I mean, you get groups of people that meet at the hot springs and then just go and have an orgy afterward.
Mm-hmm.
Some people go rolling around the desert in cars and shooting guns. Crazy shit happens. God damn it. Talking myself into going back there.
That's what I'm thinking is like, well, what do you... you know, of course, there's diversity. There's stuff that, you know, the bads, the negatives, and the positives and stuff. And like, what really keeps you from going back? You think,
heat.
Like, the heat.
Yeah, go ahead and set up a camp. Everything's going great. That heat is going to happen.
Yeah.
That heat's going to hit. It's going to hit hard. So now what are you going to do? When it's that hot, you really can't do much. You just like lay there and tolerate the heat.
You know what I wonder?
Running the hostel was different because I had guests and people coming through, and like, you know, it was.
Yeah.
I knew a lot of people. I mean, it's still fun. It's still worth it.
Yeah.
But it's still hot.
Yeah.
So if you're not ready for that, it's like one good friend of mine that lived there. He said our winter is everybody else's summer. That's when we get to come out, yay! And like, if you're gonna build a camp, build it now.
Yeah.
Do it now, because when the heat hits, you're not gonna be able to do that.
You ain't gonna want to do shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when you go in a cold country, they're like, spring and summer, build now, because when that fucking snow and that cold comes, you're not gonna be able to do shit. Well, that's the opposite in the desert. Is like, you know, the winter is the summer. It's when you can build and you can play and you can do shit and like, yay! And then the summer hits and you're like,
Is it the same as Arizona? I remember I was there once and it was like midnight and it was 99 degrees.
Oh yeah.
So like in the summer when it's when the you know,
yeah,
3, 4 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, we're supposed to be the coldest. It's like it's still like just it's
you know
in the upper 90s.
The only thing I have to say is I've been in the city in the desert, and it was horrendous. It was, you know, close to 100 during the day and like a few degrees less than that at night because it was city with the asphalt and cement and everything. When you're in the desert on the land, it cools way down.
Oh yeah, I imagine.
And like I slept in a hammock underneath the most gorgeous old mesquite tree under the stars in the night, and the temperature would drop down and like, oh, it was definitely doable.
Oh fuck it! That reminded me like when we lived in Salem in Oregon, and I'd be driving my truck, and that fancy truck had this fucking little thermometer, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and it was like it said it was 31 degrees.
Yeah.
And I'm driving. I'm in the city. It's the thermal inertia from the fucking the buildings and the streets. And as I was driving in the country, it just went down from 31 to 28 to 25. To fucking like 18 degrees the further I got out in the country. Like, yeah, that coolness just fucking started to absorb.
Wait, what you were just saying was a bad thing, right? It got cold.
Yeah, well, out there.
Well, I'm just saying when you're out in the desert, like even where I'm at right now, we had all this horrendous rain, you know, and everything was flooded and this and that, and the property I'm on, good-sized piece of land, covered in mulch. Like, I didn't have any mud, any issues. There was really no problems there because all the water got absorbed by the earth.
Yeah.
But you start going where there's asphalt and cement,
yeah,
and it's nothing but a problem.
Well, what happened with the
cold
rains
otherwise.
you were saying? Like, there was some heavy rains. You guys get like those crazy fucking floods, like flash floods, where the water just came and washed people out, or?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you had to let people know. That's really sweet that you want to put your camp there. You're like, oh look, there's nobody around, a whole bunch of bushes. You're in the wadi, which is what they call it in Arabic. You're in the wash. There's flash floods that will come through and carry you away.
Yeah.
You know, so you had to, you know, bring that up to people. It's like, it destroys roads. I guess last winter, the roads got washed out so bad, like the road where you were able to drive up to the canal following summer was untravelable unless you had four-wheel drive. Because the flash floods had just ripped that shit up. Again, nobody maintains anything out there. The people maintain the roads and everything. Only the main roads that lead through the main street and to where the military goes, or the water department goes to the canal, are the only roads that are maintained. Everything else is just maintained by the people.
And that's the people who are willing to donate time.
Right, or have the means.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, there's nothing else to do. You get everybody together, you're like, so-and-so's got a truck, let's go load up some dirt and just go down and fill in those potholes so we can all drive to the canal. People load up if you're going to the canal. It's like, you got a van, you know, load up 25, 30 people on top of it and everything else.
Like India.
And go to yeah, exactly, exactly. Or if you're going to town, you know, it's like you just let everybody know, I'm going to town, anybody need anything, and you load a bunch of shit up. You buy stuff for people, and then they come to your spot and get it. Dumpster diving, same thing. You know, there's like a good friend of mine that went dumpster diving 3 times a week. He'd come back with amazing food and stuff, like natural, organic stuff from the health food stores, stuff that wasn't even expired yet. Still cold and everything, you know. They just, like that evening, had dumped it. He'd grab it and bring it back. I'd put it on ice, and so we were eating healthy, really good foods while we were out there, you know.